wanted to take a minute to introduce you to a new concept garden that we're creating here at the Botanic Garden at OSU. And this was in part by an in-kind donation offered to us by the Noble Research Institute. So what we're doing here is creating two backyard gardens that are going to be model yards for showing people how to grow food in their own backyard. Now, one's going to be a little more of a landscaped backyard with a hobby greenhouse, and the other is going to have a little bit more of a utilitarian look with a hobby hoop house where you won't need any electricity or anything like that versus the greenhouse. Over this season, we're going to shoot several segments from this garden as it continues to develop and as the construction continues on, including irrigation, raised beds, and some of the different fencing styles that we're going to incorporate. But right now we're in the process of developing the hobby hoop house and greenhouse behind us, and we first got to establish a firm foundation. And for each of those, we're going to put down a different surface for us to walk on. Today, Dr. Anella is going to join us and show us the process of installing pavers as we did in our hobby greenhouse.
Hi, my name is Anella. I'm a professor of horticulture at Oklahoma State University and the director of the Botanic Garden at OSU. Today we'd like to talk to you about building sidewalks and patios or even driveways with concrete pavers. These are really great products to use. They last long in the landscape and they add visual interest to the landscape. They're a great do-it-yourself project, or you can hire a contractor to install them. These concrete pavers are great to use in the landscape. They last longer than brick because they're not as porous, and they also have these spacers on the side that help us get the spacing between the pavers perfect. And they look nice in the landscape, they add visual interest, and so we'd like to show you how to construct a paver project. We have a demonstration area set up, so let's go over there and look at that to see how you construct one of these projects. We've set this demonstration area up here in the parking lot so we can show you each individual layer of how we build a paver patio. So there are 4 steps that we'll focus on, and we'll be able to show you each of those 4 steps by doing it here in the parking lot. So let's get to it. Let's show you how to build a paver patio. The first step is the base material. It's the most important. Just like the foundation on your house, it's got to be sturdy, it's got to be firm. So we recommend 4 inches at least of base material, and it can be a 3/4 minus crushed limestone, anything that you can compact really, really well. And so we did run a compactor over this and compact it, and we're going to make believe we've got 4 inches of crushed limestone there. That's the first layer. The second layer is called the bedding layer, and that's made out of sand. So getting exactly 1 inch of sand is really important. And so I used a screed board and a screed rail to do that. So my screed rail is exactly 1 inch thick. And so when I put that down on my base material and put this screed board over the screed rail, I would get exactly 1 inch layer of sand. But on the other side, I had the edge restraint. So I put a notch in my screed board so that when I put it on top of the edge restraint with that notch and I pull it, I get exactly a 1 inch layer of sand. So we've got the base layer, then the bedding layer. On top of that, we will put the pavers themselves, and it's really important to have excellent edge restraint. And so that's what these plastic sheets are here. These are for edge restraint to keep the pavers in place. For the sidewalk we looked at earlier, we used concrete as the edge restraint. And then the last layer is a layer of sand over the top. We use the same sand again that we'll put over the top and sweep into the spaces between the pavers, and that's what really gives the patio strength. That sand acts like friction between those pavers and really holds everything together. And use the tamper to tamp it in. So it's important to have sand between the pavers and between the edge restraint in the pavers. So to finish the project, we sweep the sand off the top, and we've got a really nice small paver patio.
hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.